when they take over, like take that moment to breathe. So make sure that your posture is up. You can mentally do your 3-2-1, right? You're just like, okay, breathe, let that like anger, resentment, or whatever you're feeling. It would piss me off, but whatever you feel, just breathe through it. Make sure your heart rate slows. And then as soon as they breathe, say, thank you. You know what? Thank you for your point, or thank you for taking over. Let me bring you back to this. So you want to, as soon as they give you a window, say thank you, and then take the control back. And it's diplomatic. And I would even take a moment to think, why did they interrupt me? So maybe if you know, like, oh, you know what? I wasn't being concise enough. Take a moment, gather your point again. As soon as they breathe, thank you so much. And to, you know, how the corporate jargon, to piggyback on that point, and then you're just taking the reins back. Breathe, re-interrupt with a thank you, and then you can use circle back to piggyback on that or to add to your point. And those 3 transitions, or the classic, which we'll go over in the small talk session, speaking of. So if they interrupt you, like, okay, but what we're going to do for next quarter, and you say, oh, thank you. Speaking of next quarter, what I was saying was da, da, da. And I do find that it happens a lot when they get impatient with how a non-native speaker is trying to explain themselves. It's more a jumping in to make sure the client's getting what they need, or it isn't perceived as an aggression when you're looking at that happening in a meeting. It really isn't. But from the speaker perspective, to regain that control, I find it especially happens in pitches and in client pitches or client meetings. So analyze, was it my speech pattern? Was it me taking too long to get to the point? And that way you can improve. Like, okay, I need to get to the point faster. And then you start training yourself. If it's the other person being rude, or they're just trying to be a power hog, they're just, you know, like that can happen. I don't know what the dynamic is there. Then you want to be more assertive and practice breathing. Thank you. Circling back to thank you. And speaking of,